From our studio in New York, Bill Moyers.
Welcome to the Journal. Here with me now are two partners of Triglyceride Investments, a private equity fund that recently announced its intention of combining the assets of all the hedge funds on Wall Street in order to bring under a single canopy of ownership every media outlet in America. Their prospectus contends that the handful of big media companies that control most of what you see, hear, and read cannot possibly produce maximum return on investments as long as each has to field its own army of lobbyists in Washington. If only one holding company instead of 4 or 5 controlled all the country's radio and television stations and all of its cable, newspaper, and internet outlets, eliminating the need for the competitive purchase of politicians, the savings on campaign contributions alone would increase the bottom line tenfold. Not the least of their argument is that since our present media system and Washington so closely mirror each other's interests, it could even be possible to close down the government altogether and have the country run by Wall Street, saving huge sums of money now spent on perpetuating an impression to the contrary. Joining me are Andy Bickelbaum, the chairman of Triglyceride Investments, and his partner, Mike Bonanno, chief executive of their offshore subsidiary, Teetsy Media, Inc., with headquarters in the Marianas Islands. Welcome to the Journal.
Thank you, Bill.
Let me ask you, is it true that when you go public, you intend to include NPR and PBS in your IPO?
Well, yes, absolutely.
We're looking at creating entertainment that would, in a sense, breed wealth. We're interested in making enough money because it's through the making of money that we can improve society.
So you really see a silver lining in media conglomeration?
This is not just a silver lining. The coat is reversible. It's literally going to be a silver jacket.
Well, you know, a lot of us are concerned that already just a handful of big media companies have driven everything to the bottom. I mean, what makes you think one big holding company could do any better or worse?
Well, if you think about the bottom of the barrel metaphor, you know, everybody knows that the sweetest apples are at the bottom. And under optimal conditions, in fact, you get the weight of the top apples, even creating minor lesions in the skin of the apples at the bottom, and thereby allowing the infiltration of productive bacteria, which can even lead to the production of brandy. And who doesn't like brandy? If you take the apples and spread them over a field, essentially what you end up with is a bunch of rabbits with the runs. And what's the interest of that?
Consolidation is going to benefit you, Bill. I mean, that's something that you're going to have to realize, that you, as a consumer, are going to have more channels available. We'll have more money to be able to produce more programming that you'll like, and it will serve your needs better.
Even with your reduced income.
Look, enough's enough. I'm often telling my audience on this program that I'm not kidding when I report some absurdity, but I have been kidding these past few moments, and I have to level with my audience. You're not representatives of Triglyceride Investments. You don't own Teetsy Media. Who are you really?
My name is Mike Bonanno, and we are with a group called the Yes Men.
And I'm Andy Bickelbaum, and I really am also with the Yes Men.
Andy.
Yes, they're the Yes Men.